Welcome back, everyone, to Jaguars React post-game. As the Jags finally, for the first time since Week 11 of last year, win a Trevor Lawrence start, beating the Indianapolis Colts at home, which is also tradition now, 37-34. Okay. First thing I need to say is I was down at my brother's for the early games today, so I was back and forth on watching this game, and they're big Bengals fans, so I watched the Bengals a lot. It's just whatever, I expect that. So I didn't watch all this game. I missed quite a bit. But the first thing I want to say, and get out of the way now, these uniforms. They wore these uniforms. Oh my god, I missed them so much. They are still the absolute best unis in sports. I don't care. I love them to death. I wish those would go back to permanent. Those are still far and away the best uniform the Jacksonville Jaguars have. And I don't know if they plan on wearing it again later this season or not, but I hope they do. And I'm glad we won in these, because look, there's a lot of good in this game. I'm going to try and focus on the good in this game. Because there's definitely some negatives. But the first good, and we need to just talk about it now, is Trevor Lawrence looked like Trevor Lawrence again. Looked like the number one pick again for the first time in a long, long time. Going 28 for 34 for 371, averaging 10.9 yards an attempt with 2 touchdowns. One really, really bad interception. But nonetheless, Brian Thomas Jr., looking amazing as always. This time it was over 100 yards, 122, had the 85-yard touchdown pass. He looked great. Bigsby should be the starting halfback from here on out. I'm sorry. He's just better than Etienne. He's better than Etienne. Etienne had 6 carries for 17 yards in this game. So, my opinion, we should probably use Bigsby more. And he got more. He ended up having 13 carries for 101 yards, including a 65-yard rump. So we had a 350-plus yard passer, a 100-yard rusher, and a 100-yard receiver. That was phenomenal. We did have this team. One of the few things this offense did well was not turning the ball over. We did have 2 turnovers today, including the really, really bad interception, and then Gabe Davis with a fumble. Gabe Davis, man, that's looking like a bad signing. him and Trevor apparently got into it. I missed that. He had a drop. He had a fumble that was lost in this game. It's not good. It's not good. Christian Kirk had 88 yards and 4 catches. This was a nice way of. It was nice to finally have a good game, and the Jags did well. And the Jags only gave up 10 points in the first half. As a matter of fact, they gave up 10 points through 3 quarters. Yes, they gave up 24 in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was not good for the defense at all. They gave up 17 points in a very, very quick succession. That basically is in like about 4 minutes. That made a 14-point lead go bye-bye real quick, including a late in the game 65-yard touchdown pass that tied the game. That was not great. Not happy about that, but you know what? It is what it is. We won the game. That's what matters. We have almost 500 yards of offense, 20 first downs. We still lost the time possession battle, but okay. Now, to go to a little negative. Outside of the defense is falling apart in the second half. Oh, well, before I do that, I want to talk about Trayvon Walker. I have been pretty hard on him this year. He showed up big today. All 3 of his sacks were huge. Yes, the last one was at the end of the game, but still, he had 3 sacks in this game, and Josh Hines-Allen had a sack as well, so they combined for all 4 sacks in this game, as they should, against a statue of Joe Flacco. And so I'm happy to see the pass rush come back in this game. Look, I know that the Colts aren't a great team, especially defensively. They're really, really bad. And they didn't have Jonathan Taylor. They didn't have Anthony Richardson. I know this. I don't care. They won. That's what I care about. And And they play a pretty good game all around. But a couple things are annoying. First of all, they missed a fourth and 2 in the first drive of the game. That was not great. But once again, with under 5 minutes to go, up 34-27. The Jaguars have an opportunity to ice the game. And they once again have a 3-and-out that got no yards. And there was 3 pass plays. 3 pass plays, not a single run. I don't know how you can continue to call bad plays and how this team can be so unclutch in those situations. Yes, they end up having another drive that they end up winning the game out with the field goal, but it should never have came down to that. It should not have. It should not have. Because once again, for the 4th time this year, this team had opportunity to put a game away or get a game lead, go and get a game-winning field goal, and they failed miserably. But the hope is, and then 2 plays into the next drive, they give up the long touchdown. So yes, they did go. Then thankfully they made up for it with the game-winning field goal. I wasn't a fan of the play calling once they got down to the Indianapolis 30 or 31, with just a couple of runs for no reason. I'd like to see more. I mean, you're relying on 50-yard field goal, and I just don't think that's a great in a pressure situation. Yes, he made it. He made a 49-yarder. I would like to see us go for, and we had timeouts still by that point, I believe. You could have got a few more yards. Make it a little easier. You're a rookie kicker. And you want to know how bad it can get when you just accept a 50-plus yard field goal. Ask the Cincinnati Bengals how that went. Yeah. But I'm happy this team got a win, man. It was a much-needed win. Does that mean that I have some crazy hope that this is a turnaround? No. I don't. Because I still see flaws here. I still see issues here. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this team can go on a run, it can go blah, blah, blah. Yes, the next few games are winnable. Absolutely. Absolutely. They got Bears and Patriots. They got Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions. And Texans. Back all 5 again. Gauntlet. Realistically, with their final 5 games against the Titans twice, Jets at Raiders at Colts, that's 5 winnable games, but you have to be, you have no leeway, even if you get there at 5 and 6. Yeah. Or 4 and 7, you have no leeway, right? You just don't. You have to win all 5 of those games, and they're not going to win all 5 of those games. So, I'm still not in hopium mode. I'm still not in, I think this team can be great mode. I still think this is a bad football team. And the issues are going to be there. They're going to crop up again in other games. But I'm happy that they finally got off the schneid. This team really should be a better record than they are. But it is what it is. So, yeah. Next week, the Jags do travel to London for their annual 2-game trip. Next week, they play the Bears. Then the following week, they play the Patriots. I will, unless I'm doing other stuff, my plan will probably golf on Saturday. My plan is to live stream a reaction vid for the Bears game and then do a post game as well. And hopefully the Jags can keep the momentum of this win going against a Bears team that looks like it's catching itself. They struggled early, but don't sleep on the Bears. Just don't. Is what I would say. I still think the Bears are great. Bears are a great team, but they are better than you think they are. still work to do, guys, with the Jaguars, especially defensively. This was a bad game defensively, and especially in the fourth quarter was a disaster. That's a problem. That is absolutely a problem. And I liked Ryan Nielsen when the signing when he became defense coordinator. I thought it was a good choice, and I acknowledge the injury issues, especially on the back end for the Jags. But that's inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and here we are. But that will do it for this edition of Jaguars React. Jags pulling out the win. Thank you. Join me next week for London Jags. Until then, deuces.